can free you from the crushing grip of cable and allow you to regain control of your television set. A home satellite system. Support your local satellite dealer, the unsung hero of the video communications industry.
This is Las Vegas by day. Boresight is here to cover the STTI SBCA trade show, the theme of which is On the Outside Looking In. You're probably aware of the fact that Boresight was not welcome at this show. Mr. Sneringer issued us press credentials at the last minute under the condition that we would not videotape the trade show floor. Now, of course, you could imagine this puts us at a disadvantage being a television news service, but nonetheless, we try to get you as much as possible on this show. Well, what have you missed if you didn't attend? Well, the word on the floor is not much. The attendance seems to be down, the amount of booths are down, and the excitement level is low. The look of the show is very drab and lackluster. Looks more like a high school science fair than a trade show representing a high-tech industry. In addition to complaints about the show's size and lack of new product or innovative marketing incentives, there were many who were concerned with the fragmentation that still exists in the industry.
Having been in the business for 5 years, I have never met nor got the feeling of so many egotistical individuals, all very selfishly wanting what they want rather than what's good for us as a body. And I think it's very disgusting. I think that the word unite has no meaning in this industry for the simple fact that the word unite has been replaced with me.
Although Rick Sneringer, the SBCA, and others may have been relieved that Boresight's cameras weren't on the trade show floor, most dealers and consumers felt Mr. Sneringer's decision set an ugly precedent. Some were more than willing to come talk to us in our hotel suite.
We watch Boresight every week religiously. If we're not home from service calls in time to watch it, we get it taped and we watch it. And by them not letting you guys in there, you guys can't report on what's going on. We're not going to get a fair deal on what's going on. You know, the synopsis and the end of the show report, you guys are the only place we hear a real, true, honest view of what's going on, in our opinion, because you don't get truth, I don't think, out of the STTI and SBCA. They tell you cable's boom part of it, but I don't think that's fair that they don't let you guys in there at all.
What's the problem with Boresight, USIA, or anyone else coming on the floor? What are they afraid of? How can they be a problem to the industry?
The big topic of conversation at Bally's was the odds of a dealer trade show occurring sometime this year. Many feel the time is right, despite fragmentation among dealer organizations.
Yes, I believe that all the current organizations, excluding the SBCA, STTI organization, could make a stand as one and unite. I don't see that that should be difficult, considering it's all for the same purpose in terms of for the dealers, by the dealers. They could always iron out any small differences on the side, and I'll tell you, I think you'd see the walls come tumbling down on the other side of the fence. And boy, I'll tell you, it would really be nice to see that.
Boresight was not the only industry entity that was not welcome at the trade show. The USIA also fell into this category, all because Tom Burke, USIA president, had an editorial on Boresight News. The USIA was forced to make last-minute arrangements to hold its meetings at the Imperial Palace, several doors down from the STTI-SBCA stronghold at Bally's. During the Monday night recruiting drive, USIA President Tom Burke commented on a Satellite Times editorial that commended the STTI and SBCA for ousting Boresight and the USIA from the show. The normally gregarious Burke was livid when he questioned the accuracy of Bob Sherman's editorial, which accused USIA members of being a disruptive force in the industry.
Now, I'm going to read a statement to you that came back up. And then we might be nice enough, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to try to issue a press release on this, because I think that somebody here that needs to take out behind the barn and get his ass.
The Monday night meeting also provided an open forum for dealers to speak their minds.
Yeah, my name is Marty Mullen, and I'm from Florida. I've been in the satellite business about 5 years. And I was a member of Space. I became a Space dealer and went to all their certification courses, hung the plaques up on the wall, sent them $100 when they asked for $100. This is the first USA meeting I've been to. And I agree with what a lot of folks are saying, but I've never had a problem selling satellite TV, scrambled or not. I've never had that problem. And I think what this fellow over here is saying, we need a piece, yeah. But he made a motion about GM going forward. When they sell a car, they don't come back and ask him for a piece of the gas. We got to make our money now when we sell the system. I'm going to go back to Florida. We're going to do some advertising. We're going to sell the hell out of satellite TV. I'm going to let everybody know we've been to Vegas, how good the show was. We go standing out there, I agree with some folks, we go standing out there, though, and saying we ain't going inside, it ain't going to mean shit. We go inside, put our suit, our tie on, and talk to those programmers and tell them, hey, you can laugh, I did it today. I told them. I told Satellite TV Week, hey, I got 300 subscribers, and they ain't going to renew because I'm going to tell them not to renew because of the bullshit ads that are causing negative publicity in the industry. And those they listen. And another thing, you know, you can sell a man and include the programming. It's still the hottest technology today. I mean, you look at the picture, listen to the sound. But cable can't do that. I was in the house the night before I left, and a man showed me how many channels he can get on his cable TV. People don't know what they're missing. They got to know about satellite TV, and the SPCA should be spending their money otherwise, not creating the negative publicity. They should be spending it with the USIA together in educating people who don't have TV.
Also present during this meeting was United Video President Jack Riley, the only SPCA member who had the decency to listen to the dealer point of view and the guts to express his opinion to a sometimes hostile audience.
If I were going to advise this organization, I would say, know your enemy, if you have one. And when you determine who that enemy is, don't get angry with them, get even. How do you get even? I would, of course, suggest that you take this elite group of people and join the SPCA. You ask for a suggestion. Okay. The reason why. I think it's been conceded here this evening that you've never sold a satellite system. You've always sold programming. Matter of fact, you have zoning problems getting those dishes in the ground. So it's got to be the fact that people want access to programming, television programming. They don't want those dishes in their backyards. That is the means by which they get programming. My company was a member of Space long before HBO, Showtime, or any other company joined that organization, and I didn't hear a single person complain about United Video being on board. We exhibited at your show. We tried to help you promote your business, not selling to the home satellite dish market, but selling to SMATBs and commercial enterprises where we made our bucks. But we tried to give you the opportunity to participate. I'm proud of what United Video has done to build your industry. And if Tom Burke or anybody else stands up here and tells you you do not deserve credit, then he speaks on behalf of Tom Burke, not on behalf of Jack Riley and United Video. You did build this industry. You, Tom Burke, people like you, put the dishes in the ground, made this business the opportunity that we see it today.
Despite the precautions taken by Rick Sneringer and the SPCA, there was much controversy, confusion, resentment, and underground activity evident at the 1988 Las Vegas trade show. We'll have more in upcoming editions of Boresight.
Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, live from the basement tonight on Green Sheet, the biggest green sheet show you ever want to see. It's incredible. We've got lots and lots of products. Yes, a lot of them donated for us, but we're selling them tonight at incredibly low prices. East-to-west actuators, full receivers, remote controls. We've got it all tonight. Bandpass filters, SkyDock kits. It's amazing. Green Sheet, following Yellow Rain next. You're not going to want to miss it. Earthquake kind of prices, you know what I'm saying? Green Sheet, be here. It's incredible. Whoa, hold me down, hold me down.
Good evening. I'm Mike Ventriello. Senator Albert Gore will be holding a campaign fundraiser via satellite on Sunday, April 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Here's how it works. Gore is asking dish owners to have a house party and invite people to watch the satellite transmission and donate money to his campaign. Participating hosts will be supplied with bumper stickers and other campaign materials and will have their names appear at the end of the broadcast. The senator is scheduled to appear at 7 o'clock to address his supporters and to discuss various campaign issues. If you're interested in participating in the fundraiser, call Roy Neal or Janice Fisher at area code 703-979-1988. Talking about rude, Viacom was a no-show at the recent cable hearing. Karen has more.
Thanks, Michael. During the Senate antitrust hearings on the cable industry that were held last Thursday, senators heard from all sides of the issue concerning the growing dominance of the cable industry in the video marketplace. Witnesses testified on behalf of broadcasters, cable, TVRO, multi-point distribution, and programming. But one witness scheduled to testify declined, and that did not sit well with the chairperson of that subcommittee, Ohio Senator Howard Metzenbaum.
Let me express my appreciation to you for being with us, and because Viacom, which also owns programming Showtime, didn't see fit to show up. We consider that an uncalled for snub. We resent it. We're happy that you're with us, sir, and we think when a committee of Congress wants somebody who has a public interest and uses the public airwaves, we think that they're obligated to show up for a hearing of this kind, and Viacom's conduct strongly meets with the chair's disapproval.
We'll have a special report on those cable hearings later on in tonight's broadcast. Now, Senator Metzenbaum isn't the only congressman interested in the development of cable since its deregulation in 1984. On March 30th, the House Subcommittee on Telecommunications will also address this issue. Next week's hearings will be the first of 3 by the House Subcommittee, and Boresight will have a report on that.
Thanks, Karen. The Disney Channel is announcing that it will begin full-time scrambling on May 11th, but they will begin selling subscriptions on March 28th to home dish owners. Dish owners can either order Disney direct by dialing 800-3-DISNEY, or you can sign up through your local cable company. Those who order direct will pay $89.40 annually or $8.95 per month. The annual rate includes 2 free months of programming. The rates are not available for those who may order through their cable company, since cable operators set their own retail prices. In a prepared statement, Disney's Vice President of Marketing, Stephen Fields, said, "Our market research with satellite dish owners and our conversations with industry leaders indicate that the Disney Channel is enormously popular among dish owners. We look forward to providing them with the high-quality family programming that is our hallmark." When we return, GI's anti-piracy plan, SpaceNet 3 in orbit, and Karen's special report on Senator Metzenbaum's cable hearings. Stay tuned.
Announcing a special deal on Satellite TV Preview, a complete weekly satellite TV guide. Just mail us the cover of the guide you presently receive, and we'll give you a special deal of just $36 for a full year of Satellite TV Preview. That's $10 off the regular subscription price for Satellite TV Preview, a great guide. And all you have to do is send us a cover, and we'll send you Satellite TV Preview, the most complete weekly satellite TV guide. To get this special deal, just send your present guide cover with a $36 check or money order to 262 Old New Brunswick Road, Piscataway, New Jersey, 08854. Visa MasterCard orders call 800-876-6121. Call today to save $10. Protect your hardware and your software with the Microcom 300 uninterrupted power supply. It protects your computer, your data, and the other important devices you're operating when power is lost. It also gives you the ultimate in protection from lightning storms. Don't let your data go down with your computer. Buy the Microcom 300 uninterrupted power supply for only $275. Visa MasterCard is also accepted. Send check or money order to 262 Old New Brunswick Road, Piscataway, New Jersey, 08854.
Welcome back. Ecosphere is planning to introduce a national financing plan to be used by consumers towards the purchase of hardware and programming. Through Ecosphere's Eco Acceptance Corporation, consumers will be able to finance $2,000 worth of EcoStar equipment and programming for about $49 a month. The program will be initially offered through satellite dealers who have reached pinnacle status in Ecosphere's dealer program, and it'll be based on a 5-year payment plan with the interest ranging between 15.9% and 21% annually, depending on the amount of down payment. By allowing consumers to pay $49 a month rather than $2,000 up front, Ecosphere hopes to double or triple its dealer sales. SpaceNet 3's launch was successful. Karen has the report in Atlanta.
Ariane's latest launch was a successful one. Last week, the French vehicle placed GTE SpaceNet 3 into geosynchronous orbit at 87 degrees west longitude. SpaceNet 3 has 18 C-band and 6 Ku-band transponders. Associated Press will be using 2 of the C-band channels, and no news yet on who will occupy the rest. The only mishap generated by the launch was intermittent interference with a C-SPAN transponder on Galaxy 3. The interference problems ended shortly after they began, and the cause was attributed to high-power transmissions which relayed commands to the new bird. Now, 1 month ago, the Federal Communications Commission made a suggestion to segment off part of the orbital arc to house high-density powered birds at 1.5 degrees spacing. Last week, the Commission compiled responses to the plan and nearly 20 filed comments that said the idea was a bad one. Much of the criticism was based on the fact that with the new orbital slot, the FCC would require SBS-4 to be relocated to a new geosynchronous spot. That would mean that all Earth stations currently positioned to look at SBS-4 would also have to be moved. The move of SBS-4 would cost multi-million dollars. Now, another concern expressed was that 1.5 degree spacing between satellites would mean larger dishes would be needed in order to receive high-powered signals. Such a fate would prolong the entrance of KU-DBS.
It seems like everybody has an anti-piracy plan. General Instrument recently came up with an anti-piracy proposal that's meeting with some resistance within the industry. GI's plan calls for a substantial price hike on the video cipher modules and standalone decoders. The $250 price increase would supposedly be offset by coupons worth $275, which would be included with the VC2 units and could be used to purchase programming. The plan is designed to remove the incentive for piracy, but some industry leaders do not support it. Both HBO and Showtime feel the plan has too many problems to fly, but although GI's plan has faced some criticism, it hasn't been totally dismissed. Some form of price hike and programming rebate may be adopted in an effort to thwart piracy. As we promised earlier, Karen's feature on the recent Senate hearings on cable.
Only 3 of the 9 members of the Antitrust Subcommittee of Senate Judiciary spent their St. Patrick's Day in front of C-SPAN's cameras. Still, the issue was a hot one. And even though Senator Howard Metzenbaum finished up alone, his investigation into cable antitrust was not a weak one. The senator expressed his concerns and voiced his displeasure of cable's behavior since its deregulation in 1984.
Mr. Mooney, I have to tell you, some of us feel that we were had in that bit when we passed that bill. And I think that, as I said in my opening statement, as loudly and clearly as I can, this Congress, in my opinion, is ready to re-examine that whole issue.
The Senate hearings touched on how the cable industry wields its sword of power against 3 competing technologies: broadcast, multi-point distribution, and television receive only. For broadcasters, the fears boil down to this: by the end of this decade, free over-the-air television will be extinct. The concerns raised by broadcasters at this hearing were that if cable continues down its present path, free television will be out of the picture because Cable competes with local broadcasters for local advertising revenue, so they have no incentive to carry a station, and cable is no longer required to carry any broadcast station. Also, cable can import superstation signals without paying comparable copyright fees that are charged broadcasters in the same area. This man, Milton Maltz, says the local station and the network affiliate run the risk of being squeezed out of the marketplace.
It's critical for the Congress to understand that as cable increases its program investments and its local advertising sales activity, the cable relationship with local broadcasters is undergoing dramatic transformation. Suddenly, the local broadcaster is viewed principally as an unwanted competitor for viewers' attention and for advertising dollars. If Congress doesn't act, cable operators will use their control over the monopoly conduit to drive away all competition from local broadcasters.
Reinstate must carry to mandate cable operators place local broadcast stations on their systems. Abolish compulsory license and require cable to pay copyright fees like broadcasters. Bring back syndicated exclusivity, which means cable systems have to black out programs coming in on a distant signal if that show is carried by a local station with exclusive rights in the area. These three conditions would ensure the continued existence of the broadcast system. Without these, broadcasters fear that free TV is on its way out.
That the future of our American system of free local broadcasting is indeed in grave danger. In 1988, the public does not own the airwaves. A handful of cable operators do.
For multi-point distribution, cable presents an even bigger threat. While broadcasts may be traveling down the path to extinction, MMDS may not even get a chance to walk. It's the newest way to get programming to the consumer. Based on the idea of MDS, which has its roots before cable, MMDS is a microwave system able to carry 30 channels of satellite or broadcast programming to any house in a 20-mile radius of a microwave transmitter. Those in the business call it a wireless cable system, but instead of running coax underground, a small antenna sits on a roof. To the TV watcher inside, there's no difference between the new wireless system and traditional coax. Viewers buy programs, not technology, says James Thoreau, who represents the Wireless Cable Association. The same show transmitted via cable can also go by way of MMDS. According to Thoreau, there are differences, 3 differences. With multi-point distribution, there are less outage problems. With multi-point distribution, consumers can pay 15 to 20% less for program services. But there's a third difference, a primary one. Multi-point distribution operators cannot gain access to the same programming that cable operators can. C-SPAN captured the essence of the MMDS plight with this.
First, they tried to stop us by preempting the early MDS business. Then they opposed licensing of the super high-frequency channels. Now they attack our Achilles heel by pressuring the name brand services to withhold necessary programming from us.
Throughout the hearings, one concern surfaced and resurfaced time and time again. It was vertical integration. It means cable operators own program services and program services own cable systems. Because the two are integrated, competing delivery technologies like multi-point distribution cannot gain access to the product, and other competing technologies like television receive only cannot get fair pricing. Representing the satellite dealers were Tom Burke, president of the United Satellite Industry Association, and George Kosian on behalf of HSTA. Both said vertical integration in the cable programming business kept the price to dish owners artificially high. The reason for the high price, explained Kosian, was the threat of TVRO as a cable competitor. From Burke, C-SPAN aired this.
People in the cities, for the first time, had an alternative to the cable program. Purchase a satellite system. The cable companies, realizing that they were in basically a dinosaur world and facing their high technology, concentrated their efforts in a concentrated industry, which is these. They shut off the supply of programming and leaving the dealers without anything to sell.
From Kosian and Burke, Senator Metzenbaum learned that the program prices charged dish owners were high to squelch sales in cabled areas. Where a consumer is an asset worth $2,000 as a cable subscriber and nothing as a dish owner, programmers with cable system interests have little incentive to bring pricing below what cable subscribers pay. By this time, the cable industry's report card did not look too good, but the cable industry did have a chance to voice their side of the story. Does cable violate antitrust laws? Did the 1984 Deregulation Act deregulate cable too far? James Mooney, president of the National Cable Television Association, says no. We'll have Mooney's side of the story, plus comments from TCI, Continental Cablevision, and Home Box Office when we conclude the coverage of Metzenbaum's investigation into cable antitrust next week.
A legal setback for Chaparral when we return. Welcome back. A federal arbitrator has ruled in favor of Cosmos Satellite Antennas Manufacturing Company in its complaint against Chaparral Communications Incorporated. Cosmos Satellite Antenna attorney John Lewis commented on the binding arbitration decision by saying, "The blow for the little people versus the big people has been struck." According to arbitrator William J. Harris, plaintiff Cosmos Satellite Antennas Manufacturing Incorporated shall recover from the defendant Chaparral Communications Incorporated the sum of $1 million compensatory damages and $500,000 exemplary damages for a total award in the sum of $1,500,000. Cosmos' beef with Chaparral involves Chaparral's agreement to buy 500 satellite antennas a month from Cosmos, and it seems Chaparral backed out of that agreement while trying to prevent Cosmos from selling to anyone else. According to Cosmos attorney John Lewis, Chaparral's arrogance is exceeded only by their unmitigated gall. NBC seems willing to get into the cable industry at no cost. Karen has more in Atlanta.
Since Cox Cable president Bob Wright took over the reins at NBC, the #1 network has been trying to get into the cable industry. While cable officials have been attentive to NBC's interests, no doors have opened. NBC's next step may be to tempt the coax players with a taste of the Summer Olympics. A report in Broadcasting confirms Boresight's information that NBC may trade some of their coverage of the Olympic Games for a stake in Turner Broadcast Systems, or maybe something grander, like the right to own cable systems. The Olympics on cable would satisfy many cable executives. It would bring them closer to their goal of acquiring the 30 jewels of programming. But congressmen and TV viewers may not let the deal go unprotested. During the Metzenbaum hearings, the chairman said he was troubled that millions of Americans who cannot afford to subscribe to cable should also be troubled to see reports that one day a consumer might have to subscribe to cable to see the World Series, the Academy Awards, and the Summer Olympics. Attorney General Charlie Brown is the man responsible for bringing antitrust charges against an HBO-owned cable system in Charleston, West Virginia. He is also the man responsible for putting together a 5-state task force to investigate anti-competitive practices by cable. In an article in Broadcast Magazine, Brown was quoted as saying, "Cable has the best of both worlds. They're unregulated and they have no competition." According to the article, the cable industry is not concerned about this attention. The NCTA explained that the FCC says the scrambled marketplace is fair and competitive, while the Justice Department has turned up no evidence to show cable's activities violates antitrust law. So cable isn't worried about a 5-state task force. The force is made up of Ohio, Texas, New York, Maryland, and West Virginia.
The National Association of Broadcasters is opposing government legislation to regulate children's TV programming. NAB Joint Board Chairman Wally Jorgensen told a House subcommittee last week that broadcasters have not and will not desert children. House Telecommunications Subcommittee Chairman Ed Markey, on the other hand, expressed his concern about the state of children's television, calling it the video equivalent of a shopping mall for children. NAB Representative Jorgensen commented on TV programs featuring characters based on toy products by maintaining that kids are attracted to programming that's family-oriented or standard cartoon type rather than toy-based. Still ahead, Netlink's dealer program, and once again a feature from our Nappy visit. Stay tuned.
Don't buy this tape if you want to cheat the system. Buy it if you want to learn how the system works. This 2-hour video entitled VC2 Bible, the New Testament, explains how to recognize the symptoms of an ailing video cipher and how to treat them. The tape also introduces you to the newest software programs. Software that simulates the video cipher, software modification for the video cipher, and how to use your computer with the video cipher. For your 2-hour instructional New Testament, call 800-876-6121. In New Jersey, call 201-562-0080. Visa and MasterCard orders welcome. Or send check or money order to VC2 Bible, the New Testament, care of Network Productions, 262 Old New Brunswick Road, Piscataway, New Jersey, 08854. $39 plus $5 shipping and handling. We encourage all programmers to purchase this informational tape.
Superstations may soon be dropped from many cable systems thanks to a new set of syndicated exclusivity rules that the FCC is expected to adopt within the next few weeks. Cable's possible loss may become terrestrial broadcasters' gain. Broadcasters have been lobbying hard for reimposition of the Syndex rules, which would prevent cable systems from carrying a program on a distant signal or superstation if that program is already scheduled by a local broadcaster. Some industry observers say that the Syndex issue is merely a power struggle between cable and broadcasters, and that both parties should ask what the viewer wants. Roy Bliss, Executive Vice President of United Video Incorporated, is quoted in multi-channel news as saying, "People watch a good product like MASH 3 and 4 times a day and don't care when or on what channel." Back to Karen in Atlanta.
Viacom announced a dealer incentive program to increase sales and award satellite retailers who sell dish owners the Showtime The Movie Channel program package. If a satellite dealer calls in 15 program orders, he can buy a VC2 for $339, receive free monthly program listings, and get 10% off on a Showtime The Movie Channel subscription. If a dealer sells Showtime's package to 20 dish owners, he also gets a $45 rebate for each Showtime The Movie Channel subscription sold and $8 rebates on Playboy.
The following is another report on Boresight's first visit to NAPI.
Recently, Boresight traveled to Houston to cover the 25th annual NAPI conference. NAPI, which stands for the National Association of Television Program Executives, holds a conference once a year for the primary purpose of buying and selling television programming. Now, although this convention was not a satellite show per se, satellite technology was showcased by some NAPI exhibitors. One such exhibitor was the Videotape Company, which is primarily in the tape duplication business, but also offers a satellite distribution service. John Duncan, Director of Sales of the Satellite Services Division, explained.
What our function is to take the programs and on a daily basis deliver them to the stations. And the station groups can be anywhere from 70 to 200 stations. We deliver both on C-band and KU. We found both equally acceptable. KU is very nice in the sense for your kind of market, in the backyard market, where the size of the aperture of the dish can be so greatly reduced that the aesthetics don't become a problem. The genuine reception off the KU bird is excellent.
Although KU band commercial distribution seems to be working successfully for the Videotape Company, Mr. Duncan expressed doubt as to whether KU band program distribution will become a reality for the backyard dish market.
I'm not sure that I see syndicators or people that own product wanting to move in that direction because of the piracy issues and, of course, the copyright issues. Obviously, these people here invest a lot of money in production and in the distribution channels, and they want to get paid for it. And a backyard dish may or may not lend itself to that kind of an atmosphere in a business sense. However, the technology is there. It's capable right now to do it. And certainly a backyard dish could even pick up our feeds right now.
Another NAPI exhibitor promoting its use of satellite technology was MediaLink. Company representative Leland Harden explained what MediaLink is and does.
Well, MediaLink originally started as the National Satellite Feed Advisory Newswire. We knew that there was actually no effective means to get into television stations if you had a quick breaking release or you needed to get to the news guys in a hurry. So we established the Newswire. Our Newswire goes into over 350 television stations now with news departments. So we take that and you can move, like if you have a transponder change, or when Henry Ford died, they had to get some video out on him immediately, so they used MediaLink.
MediaLink is a fairly new company. It's only been operating for a year and a half, but already it is branching out into other areas of satellite distribution. Mr. Harden explained.
We distribute video news releases, as you know, and video news releases are like corporations who want to get their word out. It's taking the traditional printed press release and taking it one step further. It's moving it into the video format so that these corporations can actually have a presence on television news, which of course has more credibility than advertising.
There are those that criticize a service such as that, saying, well, you know, there's a fine line now between PR and news. You know, what's news, what's public relations? You know, are candidates and corporations using the news media as a vanity press? You have any comments on that?
Well, basically, you have to keep a good perspective on what it is and have faith in the television news professionals of America. If it's not newsworthy, or if it's really not worth putting on there, if it's highly commercial or is used in the wrong way, the only people that can be blamed are news directors or television newsmen. They've got to have a perspective, and I think our biggest goal and probably our biggest gripe is that we make sure that everything we send out is clearly identified as to source, and leave it up to the opinion of a local newsman as to whether that is in his best interest to move it or not.
In addition to distributing press releases and video news releases via satellite, MediaLink has also launched a new service called Program Link. What is Program Link?
Okay, Program Link will be taking the same technology we have with the MediaLink Newswire and giving that immediacy of notification to television syndicators. For instance, if they have a new program available for stripping, a new program that they're sending pilots out on, or if they have commercial availabilities that they need to get to an established network of stations that they already have, they can do that. It's mainly an information network. We're not doing any kind of a syndication as ourselves. We're just providing the avenue into the television stations with that information.
MediaLink was one of many NAPI exhibitors utilizing satellite technology in its day-to-day operations.
Taking advantage of the satellite technology and using that, I think, taking it one step further and making it easier for the general station population out there to use it to its fullest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Green Sheet, the show that follows Yellow Rain tonight, is an incredible show. We'll be in the basement for close to an hour, but right now I want to talk to you about a product that we have right here. Yes, it is a Luxor remote control sensor with the remote control. It's a Luxor remote sensor, which is this piece right here. It's the eyepiece, and here we have a satellite remote commander, the Luxor. Now this is good for the Luxor 9550s, 9530s, and 40s. The eye will not work with the 30s or 40s, but the remote control will work with all 3 of the units. That again is the Luxor 9530, 9540, and 9550. Incredibly low price of $49. We want to move them out of here. We've got over 200 of these babies. They are brand new. So if you've got a Luxor receiver, you need an additional remote control, or you want a separate remote control eye for another part of the house, we've got it right here. Cannot be sold separately. You must buy them together. It's $49. Call right now. Operators are standing by. 1-800-876-6121. The Luxor satellite remote control with the remote eye. Only here on Green Sheet, only for $49. Now, I'm in the basement right now. Sean is still upstairs, but he'll be down shortly, and we'll open the show, Green Sheet, from the basement, and it'll be incredible. Incredible. Be here. It's dark down here.
During the STTI-SBCA trade show, Netlink USA unveiled Team Netlink. It's its new national satellite dealer program. Through Team Netlink, satellite dealers are offered commissions on program package sales, plus merchandising opportunities and marketing support. In a company press release, Netlink President Brian McCauley says a unique feature of Team Netlink is the payment of commissions direct to dealers rather than going through distributors, and the fact that commissions will be paid on both annual and monthly subscriptions. Also, dealers will be able to buy what they want when they want it, rather than being required to purchase large prepaid blocks of programming. Satellite dealers wanting more information should call either Tom Keeney or Craig Howard at 1-800-451-3528. Also, while we're in Vegas, Tom Russ met up with